the show where we teach you how to become a homeowner.
Hi,
Today, we're in a newly rehabbed home in Elgin, Illinois, and we'll be talking about mold and what it takes to get a loan done.
Let's get started. Pat, how does an appraiser determine the value of the property?
Well, an appraiser's job is actually one of the most essential jobs in the home buying process. The appraiser is the one who has to come out and be able to say this house is worth X amount of dollars as an independent third party to guarantee the value of the home for the bank. So in that process, the appraiser has to do a few things. Number one, he's got to find two comparable sales of a similar home that was sold within the last 90 days. Now that's sometimes very hard in our recent market, the way it's been going lately, but there are some variables that sometimes they can extend that time frame from a 90-day to 120 days, depending if it'll make the appraisal process work. Overall, people got to realize it's just an opinion of value, but they have to be able to justify it by some certain rules and regulations. One of the rules is that the homes have to be within 1 mile of the subject property. Number two, they also have to be of similar size and similar style of home. And adjustments can be made. Like right now, we're sitting in a rehab 3-bedroom with a full basement that's been refinished. And so when you look in this area, you could look at 4 bedrooms if it had similar square footage, or you could look at 3 bedrooms with finished basements as well. Because anything can be adjusted in terms of what you add extra to the home, be it a patio, be it an outdoor, be it an indoor fireplace, be it just even recessed lighting in the home will add value. All of those things can be added. Same thing, granite countertops. So the appraisal process is really it's pretty general in terms of what they can do to the homes, but they have to stick to some basic rules to make these things come in.
Very informing. Thanks so much, Pat. Pat, a lot of times mold can be present in basements. What's your experience with mold?
Well, Jenny, interestingly enough, we're in a home that was recently rehabbed that actually did have mold in it. And the problems in this house were based on weeping windows. Now let me show you, if Ryan can bring our camera over here, Jenny. This window is a basement window, and if you notice, what happened in this home was that water would collect outside in the catch area, and it would seep through the cracks where there was some poor sealing, okay, and the water would drip down the wall behind the wall where the actual owner could not see it. Okay, so it's very hard to notice it if it's behind a wall, right? If it's on the outside, it's very easy to see. It's when it's behind a wall. So when you have it behind a wall, you have to bring in what's called a tester. And the tester is basically testing for air samples, looking for the amount of mold spores that are in the sample of air. So through testing, we found out that there was mold all along the baseboard along here, up around 1 or 2 inches, all around, maybe about half of this room. So that causes, mold in the house to be present, which could be a health hazard, especially if someone slept in this room, okay? It was not only this window, but it was a window over here as well. Same issue. Water was leaking down, coming back underneath. Now, when the rehab started on this, we realized there's 2 things. There was not enough insulation behind the wall, and that also is a good note. When you look at a basement, if you can just cut a little hole along the baseboard, and you look behind there, make sure there's insulation. And if you notice there's no insulation, you probably are going to have mold, because you need that heat barrier between the exterior and the interior.
Good to know. Thanks so much, Pat.
Give it a second. Whenever you're ready.
So Pat, what does somebody do when they want to improve their credit?
Well, credit is one of the most important things when you're buying a home. And to improve your credit, number one, you may want to get yourself put on a credit card as an authorized user. That means if you know someone who's got great credit and they're willing to put you on the credit card, it will help boost your scores as well. Also, when you have credit cards, you may want to be very aware of the balances on the credit cards, because basically it's the level of amount of money that you carry on the cards is what determines your credit score. So if you've got a $500 card and you've got $400 on it, it's going to hurt your score worse than if you had $10 on it. So most credit cards, if you can keep them below 1/3 of the balance, you'll be in good shape. Also, you may also want to try to get yourself on a new secured credit card, which means in a secured credit card situation, you put money into the bank. Basically, you put like a deposit of $500, they give you a credit card for $500. That establishes new credit, which means that you'll have a new line of credit on your scores, which will help your overall score.
Great information. Thanks so much, Pat.